Building virtual communities. Building virtual communities, and why is it important, right? So, whatever you're doing, whether it's a consultancy work or whether you're selling e-commerce products, building virtual community is very important. And one of the things to do after you build a virtual community is to engage your community. And when you engage your community, you look at Facebook Live as a tool. So imagine that you have built a following, built a tribe, built a following in your Facebook page over a period of time. Now is the time to engage them. And what better way to engage them than to do a Facebook Live, either a Facebook Live teaching them, or Facebook Live sharing the updates, or Facebook Live telling people that your particular company or your product is under exhibition in Dubai, or in the Philippines, or in the United States, right? Wherever it is, people would like to know. So after you have assembled a virtual community, or after you have built a virtual community, it is very important to engage them. And looking or rather doing a Facebook Live is part of the engagement process. And in this video, we are gonna see on what are the considerations that you need to consider when you're setting up a Facebook Live, especially in an external or in an outdoor setting. You need to look at, like, for example, the weather, the sun, and how you set up the mic, how you stage the whole Facebook Live scene, right? So we're gonna break it down. So stay tuned. All right. Today I want to share something different, and that is, how do you prepare yourself when going to Facebook Live for your customer, right? So yesterday I just happened to have a Facebook Live for my customer, and there are a lot of variables that we need to consider. And one of the variables that we need to consider is the variable of venue, right? So my client decided to do an outdoor shoot, right? Outdoor shoot, as you know, is open to elements. That means the weather, and whether the weather is fine. So the first thing you do when you are planning an outdoor shoot is you need to recce the location at least a couple of days before your actual event. And you also need to plan what happens during a wet weather. That means what happens if during the allocated time it rains. Do you have an alternative location? Does this location have a hut that you can do your Facebook Live shooting inside it? It may not be ideal, but is there a wet weather program, right? And the other thing that my client did was they engaged actually talent, like this young Instagrammer girl. There's another girl that's from customer service, and there's another guy that is a famous Muay Thai fighter, right? So the thing about this is you need to plan and book people's time, especially if they are a busy personnel like the Muay Thai fighter as well as the Instagrammer, right? So you need to book people's time. You need to tell them that you need to book a video team, somebody that is able to cover the event live, or if you can do it, then these are the considerations, right? So comes to event day, best that you go early and try to recce the place. And we had an ideal place that we wanted, but what we didn't do is we didn't put those marking cone, you know, those cones that you use for like soccer training, right? It's ideal that you get some of this so that you can mark the spot that ideally you want to film in. So what we didn't do is we didn't mark the spot and then somebody took over the spot, and we had to, in a mad scramble, try to find another spot, right? So if you found an ideal spot, come early on the actual day and try to find some way to mark it so that you will know. Because for my client, they wanted 2 spots, so we were in the spot 1 trying to film, and then spot 2 got taken up, right? Spot 2 got taken up by somebody else. We had to mad scramble to find an alternative spot to carry on the other aspect of Facebook Live. So do take note. And the next thing you want to do is you want to somewhat prepare the Facebook Live. You must have the sequence in your mind as to what is to happen. So for me, my client is actually dealing with sports massage, right? They are called Zen Room Myofascial Therapy, right? That's my client, Zen Room Myofascial Therapy, and they are dealing with sports massage. So I was prepping this girl, you know, Mavis Co H, right? Mavis Co H, that's her Instagram handle. She was working with me yesterday, and I was prepping her and, you know, telling her that, okay, before we start the Facebook Live, this is it. I'm gonna ask you, you know, hi, how are you? And can you tell us a little bit more about yourself? And as well as, you know, what are the injuries that you are struggling? And then after that, I will we will you will do a short walk into the massage table. You will be greeted by Zach, the sports therapist, and then he will ask you your problems, and then you'll get seated and you carry on with the massage. So it is very important that the person that you might be interviewing for a Facebook Live, that you prepare this person on what to expect before the Facebook Live goes live. And there are some instances where the person might be quiet or they might not be familiar with Facebook Live. So it is very important to assure them that basically this is the sequence and this is what to expect. This is the questions. Run through with them, you know, what kind of answers do you want? Do you feel comfortable if I ask you this question? That kind of thing. And the other thing is, most importantly, is equipment. If you are able to, try to get a gimbal, try to get external mic. And if you have iPhone 7 Plus, it's a bit tricky because the connector is different. You need this thing called the TRS to TRRS converter. You need to buy it online, and you know, you connect it to your lightning port connector, and you connect the TRS to TRRS to your mic and to the lightning port connector, and you will have yourself an external mic, iPhone, or maybe ideally you just get a Bluetooth mic. That will work as well, right? So the other thing is, if you are interviewing in the Facebook Live, by running through the sequence with your subject, you actually get a better idea as to what you want to ask and what is the sequence going to be like. Because trust me, if this is the first time that you're doing Facebook Live on behalf of a client, it is quite scary, right? Even For some of you are not familiar with doing Facebook Live in terms of coaching and all that, it takes time. Trust me, I may look natural, but my first few Facebook Live is not really that natural, and I always struggle with trying to look at the camera. I have no idea where the camera is. I think it's here, so I have to struggle to say that, okay, how do I look at the camera, right? Where is the camera? Am I looking at the audience, or am I looking away? So that is some of the struggles that you need to run through. If you're not familiar with Facebook Live, just try to go live on your profile, talk about things like food, talk about a new place, things less threatening first. Get yourself familiar to the groove of going into Facebook Live, and then you can start offering the services to do live event coverage. Live event coverage is scary, and as long as you overcome the fear, you will be able to do it, right? So if you would like to see the Facebook Live that I did on behalf of Zen Room Myofascial Therapy, I will make the links available below so that you can have a watch as to how I conducted the Facebook Live. Trust me, I did not have any rehearsal at all. I just go with the flow, and I managed to pull it out. So I hope that these tips has been useful for you. I know some of you, my YouTube followers, you are thinking, or you might be struggling about going live. I also have another video as to how to prep yourself for going Facebook Live. I will link that video to this video so that it becomes a playlist, and so that it'll be useful to you every time that when you want to go live, you can refer to this as a central resource point. Well, I hope this video about how to do a Facebook Live to as part of the Build Virtual Community series of videos has been useful to you. Do watch it. This is the second video. Do watch the first video so that you have a better understanding of what do you do before you go on live, right? What do you do before you go live? So very important to watch the first video as well. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting my YouTube channel. If you like this video, do give it a like, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel. Hit the notification bell so that whenever I roll out a new video, you'll be the first to inform. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Eugene Macruz. Till the next video. See ya.